Who knows who will come through? It could be people you know, might be people that are related to family, and we'll go from there. Of those objects, which would you like me to touch on first?
I think the music box.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. So that would be this.
And when everybody asks me, what would you grab in a fire? This is what I would grab out of my house in a fire. But I wanted to have it here so that we could see what comes through. It would belong to someone who was very special to me.
Okay, so if you don't mind, I'll hold on to that very gently. And we'll go from there. Okay. 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 There is a reference. Okay, thank you. Oh, she's bringing in an S. First, I want a reference to who's Ethel, or something with that connection. Where
Ethel is my paternal grandmother.
That'd be your paternal grandmother. Okay, so that would be the connection. I just wanted to make sure, because I'm like...
And S is probably Stanley, my maternal grandfather.
Grandfather, sure. When he comes through, he's very, how do I put this? He's interesting.
He's tough.
He is. He's very stoic, is the way that I would describe it when he's coming through to me.
Yeah.
He's showing me that he actually made a piece of furniture, interestingly. But he's showing me like the equivalent of like a stool, or I don't know what this is. It's like, has a flat surface on it, but he's referencing to it. It's like, save the thing. Like a wooden thing.
Good things. No, up in her bedroom. No, it's the... Oh, no,
The chest?
no, it's the chest, those chests.
Not like a dollhouse, is it?
No, definitely. It would be smaller than a traditional table.
It's the home chest.
Yeah, well, I think so. I mean, there's a few things. He made a lot of furniture, a lot of things.
Okay.
And so we do have a bunch of those, but I'd be interested to hear what my mom thinks about that.
For sure. Okay, thank you. Aw, I like this woman. She's very, she's so cute.
I'm already gonna cry.
It's all good, no worries. I have the sweetest woman coming through who is so excited to get to connect to you and has the biggest cheesy smile. And she's acknowledging that she was with you even before I got here today, and that she knew that she was waiting to come through. She's also immediately wanting me to talk about the wedding. She's wanting me to reference lace. The reference to lace is always for me an indication of like a wedding or wedding reference. It's a symbol. Now on the car ride here, I had a grandmother coming through, and I got this feeling that she was referencing to say, you know, hey, tell my granddaughter that I was at her wedding and that I know about the wedding. She knows that she's still prayed to very regularly. She talks about how she's still talked to at night. She keeps saying, I love you too, I love you too. She acknowledges this because she's saying that it's been verbally said, like, I love you. I love you. Like, I hope you can hear. And she's like, I love you too.
That's
and I hear it.
amazing. That's amazing.
But she acknowledges that.
Oh.
Please know that.
Well, that was, well,
yeah.
I don't know what I can tell you.
No problem.
That was hers.
Okay.
And the music that plays on it was played at my wedding. And as it started, my mother and my father were on either side of me at the wedding, and we said a prayer to her, so.
That's amazing. She remembers you as a little girl, so she's surprised to see you how you are now. And she's so immensely proud of you and so, so, so thankful for everything that you've been able to do, because you've made her so proud. She is wanting me to talk about a lot. She has a lot to say. She's referencing to the fact that she feels like she's showing me that she was like the glue that kept things together. Yeah. She's referencing to the fact that there was a divorce.
Yeah.
She's talking about the divorce. She's talking about, like, she's aware of this. She's saying it was inevitable from her perspective, but she's like, I know about it, and she's acknowledging that this actually created, like, a situation in the way that this comes across that would have affected not just the two people involved.
Oh my God. My parents got divorced right after she passed away, and there were 5 kids involved.
She's very supportive of your mom, and she is at peace and has closure with how that situation went.
Oh my God.
Because people have said, like, oh God, if she were here to see this, like, you know, she would not be happy
well,
with
that's, I think my mother has said that if her mother had been alive, she wouldn't have divorced my father. So
right.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so she actually is acknowledging, like, you know, this was inevitable, and I actually am glad that you went your separate ways.
Yeah. Oh, this is freaking you out.
And there's an acknowledgement of that, because she knows that that was the big volatile thing that happened around this. So, yeah, that would be the reference.
Okay.
So she has a lot of closure with that.
Wow. This is crazy. Like, all this stuff, like...
It's a lot to take
It's like my family history happening right here. Like,
I'm sure.
yeah, that's, okay.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in. She is bringing me to her passing. She's just going to quickly touch on this. She's bringing me up here. She's referencing to this. When they do this to me, this usually indicates brain or head. Or I don't feel particularly unhealthy, is the way that I would describe this. But she is acknowledging that something happened to her, like, quickly. I don't know what this is or how to even really describe this, but she's bringing me to head and referencing to everything changed after the head. I don't know if that makes any sense.
She had a stroke.
Okay.
And then she was in a coma.
Right. The next point that I want to make that we have to talk about is in the car right here, the same individual that was coming through was referencing to the fact that she did not want to be kept on life support and discussed that there was a situation about having to make a decision to let someone go.
I turned wrong because I had to make that decision.
She acknowledged that she knew and that it was okay that she was let go, that this was a decision that like needed to be made, and she was fine with that. She didn't want to be kept alive artificially.
That would be very important information for my mother, who had to make that decision.
Absolutely.
So.
Makes sense. She actually knew that her hand was being held, and though she wasn't conscious at the time, she's acknowledging like, thank you, because you gave me my permission to pass. So that would be her way of acknowledging that, because she's like, I knew there was no getting out of this, and I'm okay. And there's that sense of relief. She loved her life. She
was a very joyful woman, and she, you know, was just an angel to all of us, and so, you know, her untimely passing was just a devastating moment in our family.
Sure, absolutely.
For a very long time.
That's good. All this is stuff that you needed. This is all stuff that nobody knew.
Your grandmother's referencing to a man that's coming through. He's a character. I like him. We're gonna bring him through. So usually men tend to die first before women. They're saying this was reversed. Is that true to your knowledge? Cool.
Like 29 years before.
Wow.
Yeah, like a while before.
Jeez, okay. Because she's acknowledging that she was still around him as he went throughout his life.
Yeah.
They have a very funny kind of a situation the way it's coming across. She's giving him a hard time. She's joking about him moving on.
He did remarry.
Yes, and she's like, I know about this. This is fine. It's all good. But they are establishing a connection together.
They're together.
And then she's referencing to a red rose for whatever reason.
Oh my God.
Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
My grandfather married a woman named Rose.
Oh, okay. So it's a symbol.
Yeah.
That would be it. Okay, cool.
That's crazy.
She's at peace with how that went. And I think honestly at that point, upon passing, she understood. So.
Okay. Great.
Definitely. So thankfully for most of family, fertility looks really good. And that's an issue that a lot of people deal with. But in this case, I'm not concerned. Interestingly though, they are referencing that they are with a child that did not get to be born. Your grandmother's referencing to it. Your grandfather's referencing to it.
Okay.
Very strongly that they're with and have reconnected with a child that didn't get to be born. When they do that, that always acknowledges to me that that's a child that would have either been a stillborn or a miscarriage type of a situation.
Okay.
It's not for you, but it would be for someone else.
Okay.
And they're actually acknowledging that they're with this child. So whoever suffered that, I think that's more of a message to say like they're.
I have a lot of sisters, so that's.
Sure.
There could be some secrets in there that I don't know about. So.
Yeah.
You.
The way this comes across is, honestly, this child is at peace. His soul continues to live on, and as far as what happens after that, that's more of a family thing, to get an opportunity to have closure.
Okay.
But definitely is around.
Okay.
This is incredible.